Step right up, ladies and gentlemen, for you are entering the Vegematic Deluxe Carnival. Yeah, well, it's because one of my viewers said that my videos reminded him of a carnival, so I thought I'd go with a bit of a carnival theme tonight. Some of you may not be aware that I have upgraded my channel. Yes, I've decided to go all out and do 2 videos a week because I'm a glutton for punishment and a bit of a masochist at the same time. So, of course, I will be doing 2 of these a week, which means I'll be theoretically getting more comments to answer and theoretically spending more time answering the comments, and it's becoming a full-time job with me. Well, I got nothing better to do anyway, so I might as well make Vegematic Deluxe videos. Did you see that town hall? Oh yes, the CNN town hall with Herr Drumpf strutting around, never shutting his mouth for 2 minutes. I tuned in for about 5 minutes of it just to see if they were going to actually ask him any serious questions or trip him up or anything. And no, it was a Trump fest. It was a love fest for Herr Drumpf. The entire audience was filled with maggots crawling around and ready to kiss his ring or other appendages. It was disgusting. And I hope CNN pays dearly for putting this shit show on the air. And it's time that people stop listening to mainstream news because they're all full of shit. They've all got a political agenda, and it's all disgusting. And it's all against you, the peasant, and typical Vegematic Deluxe viewer. And there's other things happening too. On the bird, Twitter. Well, I think I'm finally had it with Twitter. I don't really post there much anymore. I go there to kind of read what's going on, and usually I come out so disgusted. But the final straw was Tucky baby, Mr. Carlson. Yes, Elon is going to give him his own private platform to spew more hate and disgust and lies. Lies, 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 lies. You just look at the whole internet and it's become this massive swamp of lies and vitriol and hatred, and meanwhile, we can't take care of the earth, that's for sure. We can't feed people that are here now, but breed more. Come on, that's it. We want more babies. More babies. Yeah, well, the more feeders we have, the worse things become, of course. This week in Canada, half of Alberta is on fire. Mainstream news seems to put on the inside back cover of their new whatever they're doing. You know, they just ignore it. And everybody's going, this is fine, everything's fine. Our political systems are just doing great. The economy is booming. And how come I'm not seeing it? Oh well, I guess maybe I'm just one of the unwashed masses that don't deserve to make a living. Yeah, that's the way the world is heading these days. Neoliberalism, this poisonous ideology begun years ago under Ronald Reagan, has exploded and never changed. I mean, basically, after the election of 1980 in the US, everything turned to shit for everybody around the world. Well, there was Maggie Thatcher. I think there was Maggie Thatcher, and there was Ronald Reagan, and then there was Brian Mulroney, who implemented a lot of crap that we didn't like, but it wasn't still quite outright fascism the way it has morphed into now. Now, fascism is really a major movement among idiots who cannot stand informing themselves about the truth. So what they will do is that they will lie and they will blame the other side. That's all the politics have become. Oh yes, communists, socialists, it's a witch hunt. And it's spreading up into Canada too, which turns my fucking stomach. This week in Canada, they redesigned the passports and put nature scenes instead of historic Canadians. And of course, the opposition Conservatives are freaking out saying, "Oh my God, this is an outrage. How can you not be a proud Canadian anymore and celebrate our history of colonialism and wiping out the Indigenous people and erasing their culture? You've got to put those people back on the passport." You know, the famous drunk, the first Prime Minister of Canada, a Conservative of course, was John A. Macdonald. Yeah, he was a real typical white bastard and set up all kinds of things. Anyway, it's a horrible story. The founding of our country is almost as bad as the founding of America. Both nations were founded on indigenous genocide and exploitation of resources, and it continues to this day. Yeah, and people are upset, I tell you, that we, white people, are no longer going to be the majority soon. Oh no, the world is ending, the sky is falling, white people will be no more, oh no. Wow, what a bunch of ridiculous crap. Race. Who the hell judges anything by race? Idiots, that's the only people who do that. We're all biologically the same. All humans on Earth are biologically the same. So to take one bunch of people and say they're this and they're another bunch of people who are like that, it's just constant division. Divide between men and women, between black and white, between red and blue. I mean, you got division, and they do division so well in order to control you. Because, hey, look over here, you won't notice that huge ice shelf that just collapsed into the sea. You won't notice the wildfires burning out of control, the excessive heat. No, don't pay attention to that. Pay attention to who you hate. So I heard that Dianne Feinstein is back. Yes, they awoke her from her crypt and wheeled her back into the Senate just so she could vote. I don't know if she knows where she is at all, but we are increasingly in this world ruled by old farts whose time has long passed, who refuse to let go of the grip on power. It just goes on like that all the time, everywhere. Now here in Canada, we don't so much have a gerontocracy as an assholeocracy. Now the assholes control everything. Now our press is increasingly being bought out by American media companies, and the lies and the rage farming that goes on is unlike anything I have seen in this country before. And it's all thanks to those great Republican donors that also donate to conservative politicians everywhere just to take away anything decent that you may have in your life. Hey, healthcare system, free healthcare, let's steal it. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll steal everything from the poor. Yeah, rents are out of control for people. Nobody can afford a one-bedroom apartment. In London, Ontario, which has very little to commend it, the only good thing that used to be about London was it was cheap to live here. You could rent an apartment for a few $100. Now, it's insane. Of course, flatulent Ford, the overfed leader of Ontario, the equivalent of your governor in the US, has decided to pave over the green belt, has decided to get rid of our socialized health care, all for the sake of his buddies. And this happens across the country, across the world. The grift is out of control. And I guess they figure that, hey, since the world's doomed anyway, we might as well grab all the gusto we can. And by gusto, I mean corrupt political deals, backroom deals. They are revolting. They are completely revolting. And they are revolting because the peasants do not want to revolt. And if the peasants don't revolt, then the revolting will lead us, will lead the peasants. The peasants will be led by the most revolting. The kakistocracy. Yeah, the rule by the most ignorant, worst people in the world. That's who we are ruled by. I don't care what country you're in. It's getting that way. It doesn't matter what party you vote for. It is that way. Some are worse than others. Others want fascism in a hurry, whereas some others, progressive-minded parties, want to impose fascism slightly, a little at a time, so you don't notice it. Whereas the other side wants to go full-out fascist, and to hell with the people. We are in control, and we are going to continue to rape the earth with impunity until we can go hide in our bunkers while the rest of the peasantry burns up or drowns. I'll tell you what the problem with the gerontocracy is. These people have one foot in the grave, and they don't care about the future. It doesn't matter. All they care is living the rest of their lives in total luxury and laughing while the rest of humanity is left to cope with dwindling food supplies, excessive heat, is left with all the bills, the destructive bills for everything that the greedy have done in the last 50 years. Of course, the young will be the ones that pay for it, not the old farts that are going to be dead in a few years. I don't get it. I don't get why somebody old wouldn't want to leave something behind, plant a tree that they'll never stand under the shade of, never sit under the shade of, or never take a leak on. They don't do that. They just think about their own petty little problems. Their own little, how am I going to get elected because I want to keep power forever and ever. It's my right to keep power forever and ever. What a shit show we are living in. And a lot of people say I'm much too negative, that look at all the positive things that are happening. And I'm thinking, positive things? Where are you getting this information? Oh, you watch CNN. Okay, I get it now. I don't know, man. When are we gonna wake up? We're never gonna wake up. We're just doomed. That's it. That's why I consider myself a doomer. Okay? I don't want the world to be destroyed by humans, which is what we're doing. And it's the political hierarchy that are doing it, because all good people are kept out of it. There's no chance for good people to advance in a corrupt society. But you know what? I'm happy anyway. I'm encouraging everybody to be happy because the universe is expanding. Or I think is it expanding or now it's expanding, it's not contracting. Hey, it's a carnival, right? It's a carnival of fun. It's a carnival of laughter. It's a carnival just for you. It's a carnival of economic destruction, of environmental destruction. It's a carnival of destruction. Step right up. Step this way. Yes. Look at the sideshows. There's a sideshow over here. It's on CNN. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you even more if you paid attention. And thank you even more if you didn't turn this off before the end. Because the end part in these videos is really the best part. So here comes the end. This is the end. Beautiful friends, the end. Okay, done.